on, family? T Speaks here. Listen, wanted to get on, speak to you guys. Right now, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. Everything is really increasing. It's like the world has so much going on. We have a new president. If the old one decides that his time is up, shout out to Biden and Harris winning. But there's something else going on, something else that I realized during this period that I needed to impress upon you, particularly my brothers. But I first want to shout out every sister. You mothers, you do a tremendous job. No one can do it like you. I am shocked and blown away by what you carry each and every day. Which brings me to my message. I won't be long, but it's going to be strong. The title of this is simple math. 1 and 1 make 2. And that's the best for everyone, including you. During this period of time, many of you know I'm a single dad. I do a post on IG on the T Speaks Live. By the way, you like what you see, you can subscribe to the channel. I do a post, Daddy Talk, on FB and on IG, and I speak to the fathers, because I have 2 children now, ages 6 and 4. And life changed when I had them. I wanted them for a long time. When I finally had them, it's one thing to look at something from afar off and think you know the dynamics of it, think you know everything. It's another thing to absolutely walk in it, to get it. Kind of like, oh yeah, if I had a wife, I would be this and I would be that. You know what I'm saying? I would take care of it and we good. And then you get a wife and she gets on your nerves. What do you do then? What about all the stuff you said that you would do when you didn't have it? Or when you say you're going to get money and you're going to get this, when you get your weight up and all of a sudden you get the money and you forget the disciplines that you had in your mind, and instead you immediately start going crazy as if you never had it. It's kind of natural to think one thing in theory and then to walk it out in an absolute. During this pandemic, as a single dad, I have become a kindergarten student, a kindergarten teacher. I'm sorry, first grade teacher, and a first grade student. I've also become a pre-K teacher by way of my 2 sons. You see, we're doing this homeschooling because the viruses are out there. I prefer to keep the kids home. I prefer to teach them to where I know they're safe under my roof, under dad's wings. I know they're safe. So I'm a single dad, meaning when I have my kids, I have them by myself. Their mother gives me no help when I have them. It's almost once she drops them off, she forgets she's a mother. When she has them, she does what she do. I reach out, speak to her, whatever the case. So as I'm walking as a single dad, that means they're with me when I go to the store. They're with me when I wake up. They're with me when I go to sleep. But here's the other things that I did not know. First, I wasn't ready for a pandemic. I was not ready for a virus that remanded me in the house, that kept me literally unable to say drop my kids off to school. I wasn't ready for the babysitters to dry up and everyone be so terrified that if it's not their immediate family, meaning their kids or their cousins at the very least, yours can't come in here. And I don't blame them, because who wants to get sick and die, or even just get sick, go on a ventilator, whatever the case may be. This virus, no one can track exactly what it's going to do. No one. Except God. And this is not a religious video. This is a common sense, what I think is common sense. So I've had the kids, they stay home. When they're with me, they stay home. And I teach them. My son gets online and he goes to school online. The other one is being taught by me. So I get the paper, the pens, the letters. That's the 4-year-old. And I'm doing this, and it hit me the other day. First, for years, before I had kids, prior to having kids, this is a transparent moment. I used to literally, just being transparent, I used to avoid dating mothers. The reason why is because They never had any time to hang out. Whenever you spoke about let's go out, you always heard, oh, a babysitter. Oh, what time we coming in? Or they needed to leave just when everything was getting started. When you just started having fun, they want to leave. So I avoided the entire crew, if you will, of mothers, single mothers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, whatever. Babysitting is babysitting. Your obligations took your focus. And I understood that. But as a man, a single man, I wanted the attention on me. So I said, okay, let me avoid those that have kids, because I'm telling you, okay, I'm coming to get you at 7. You're going to know the babysitter's not going to be available till 9. Or I got to be back by 11. It just didn't work with my life. It didn't work with my vision of what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be with. Tables turned. Now I'm a single father with a virus. I'm teaching my sons, and although my son is in school on his computer, I have to literally be within earshot of him on his computer to know that he's doing right, because 6-year-olds get distracted easy. 4-year-olds are literally hardly ever pay attention. My 4-year-old, we fight almost every single day for him to do the basics because he just doesn't feel like it. I am not equipped as a teacher as professional teachers are. Those that have the degrees, that's not my calling. In other words, that's not my gift. That's not what I do easy. I'm not fluid with it. I'm doing it because I have to. And the thing about it is, so we're here in the morning when we wake up. I have these 2 little people that are dependent on me. Daddy, we're hungry. I'm feeding them. There's no break, if you will, with me dropping them off at school or to a babysitter and me going to work. No, on the contrary, I have to basically feed them, bathe them, brush their teeth, sit them down for school, then go to school, oftentimes making the little C's, making a big C, a little C. I have to do all of this stuff for one kid, then go to the other one and practice, say A, say B, C, and go into D. So I'm doing these dual roles right now in the same house. After they finish school, literally now they want to now, Daddy, look at this. Daddy, look at this. So I have to look at everything. They think I'm the 3rd son. So I have to look at this and I have to look at that. In the process of school, I have to prepare the snacks. Well, it was breakfast. It was snacks. Then I have to prepare lunch. Now while they're calling me and they're doing stuff, which I always have to check on because kids get hurt, and my sons are daring. At least one of them is just like me, which means he will get on the top of something and jump down. Has no fear, and that is scary. It wasn't scary when I was doing it. It's scary now. So I have to listen. In the process, I have to get dinner started. In the process of getting dinner started, I have to make sure the kitchen is clean. I have to get the baths ready. Because if we've gone outside somewhere between after school and dinner time, I've got to bathe everybody. I've got to make sure everybody's clean. Got to make sure pajamas are on. Not to mention when you wake up, I got to say prayers. Not to mention I got to say prayers at night. By the time I finish, we're getting them in bed. And let's mention this. As they're coming up, my 4-year-old, if he has too much to drink, what happens? Yep, wet the bed. Now I've got to get up, put the sheets in the washing machine, clean the sheets, scrub his mattress to make sure that he's not sleeping on a wet mattress and it's all peed up and stained up. But now I'm losing my mind because you were supposed to be sleeping through the night and now you're waking up completely soaking wet. Now you got to go back in the shower. And I literally, now wait a minute. So now the period that I have them, because it gets better, the period that I have them, I'm doing all of that every day. The weekend comes, if I'm still with them, I still have to take them. We go to the park, we come, we play. Notice one of the things I didn't say. I didn't say anything about I'm going on a date. I didn't say anything about someone is coming over. No one gets to meet the kids at a certain age. And I realized I had people tell me that when I was growing up. You know, when I went to date women, we had kids, no, my kids are still up. And I used to be like, okay, bet, because I don't want no kid jumping. I didn't want a kid jumping on me anyway. But literally, I don't like and have anyone meet my kids. You will not form an attachment, with a permanent attachment with a temporary person. But after I get them into bed and I get everything done, then Dad eats afterwards. because there's no way I can eat while I'm feeding them, because their food needs to be hot by the time I put it on the table, and make sure they're saying the right prayers, and make sure they're holding the fork right, and make sure they clean their mouth, make sure the plate is over at the table, and they're not dropping the juice and it's staying in the table. It's a non-stop job. And when do I get a chance to take it easy, to go out? Now, I said single dad. When do I get to date? When do I see a potential woman that maybe become their mom, my wife? When do I just get to go have some fun and hang out with my friends? You have to look at the calendar and go, okay, wait, so their mother will have them this time. Here's the thing I want to get to. My brothers, if you have kids, 1 and 1 make 2. I'm telling you now, that woman and those children or that child don't deserve to be single. Whatever the case may be. If you are not leaving for infidelity, don't leave. If you left for something other than infidelity, which is a hard thing to swallow, but even you can get past that. I know people that have gotten past that. If it wasn't a non-negotiable, I'm going to ask you, beg you, and plead with you, don't leave. When I say my cup runneth over every single day, and I look and my heart went out to every woman that had to do this day in and day out. No shared custody, no 50-50, but 100% of the time. And I said to myself, my God, how could a thoughtless, heartless man ever do this? You can't be immature enough to leave a mother with children. You cannot be that bad of a person to leave a mother with children. It is almost a prison sentence. Here's the other side. I love my kids. Kiss them, hug them every day. If I had to give my life for them, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I mean that. I've always wanted to hear a child cry for me. As a single man with no kids, I always wanted that. I always wanted the ability to say today is Father's Day and to have a child, at least one, in my arms and know, yep, I got mine. I wanted a male child to carry on my name. And I know every man doesn't think like this, but I did. And it's a lot for me. And I thought to myself through the years how I see the mothers getting up in the morning and putting their kids in the cars when it's snowing from Harlem and in the Bronx and upstate, wherever I've been, and I see them putting the kids in the car seat, and then getting and coming out, taking the kids to babysitters, and literally then driving off to work and come. You see the mothers coming home and with no father. You see them with the bags and the kid is running. And I go through this same thing. And I am a man, which means my physical physique is stronger than a woman. I have a high threshold for pain and tolerance. And my heart went out to every woman, and it hit me like a rock. This is what women go through every single day with no break, no rest. And then you've got to shift through and see what woman, in my case, what woman wants me for me, or what woman wants me for what I can do for them or give them. And a woman, I can't imagine you trying to fish through needing help, needing somebody to help you with bills, needing somebody to help you to go pick up a child when the child literally needs to come home sick early and you are an hour away, and you told your boss last week that you wouldn't do it again and you have to do it again. You have to figure out and fish through who wants you just for sex. Who looks at you and goes, she could use a break. She could use somebody to take out, and they're nice to you, but it comes at a cost. This is the stuff that women go through every day. My brother, don't leave that woman and those children. I want you as the man to work it out. Make it work. Well, T speaks. How am I supposed to make it work? She argues and she this and this, and I'm just done with that. Let me tell you something. In life, you are always going to find someone or something that upsets you, that gets under your skin, that bothers you, that's hostile, that doesn't know how to talk to you, that disrespects you from time to time. Listen, with this race thing, it can happen any day. You don't stop going outside. You won't get your job if your boss says something off the side of their mouth. You literally don't cut off your friends who you know are snakes, who are just waiting to step and get to what you have. You don't cut these people off. Why are you cutting her off? I'm telling you, stay, make it work. If you need some counseling, if you need guidance on how to figure it out, TimIsTspeaks@gmail. I want you to reach out to me. T Speaks Live on every social platform. Find me, ask me whatever it is you are having trouble with. But after going through it myself, I'm the biggest cheerleader for women. I'm the biggest cheerleader. And after being a man and going through this, if I could do it all over again, whether to leave my kid's mother, even though I felt she deserved it, absolutely 100%, or would I stay so that we could fight together, not only a pandemic, but life in itself for the betterment of my kids? Here's a statement I told her. I love my kids more than I dislike you. I would stay. I would stay. We would go to the 4th marriage counselor. I would stay. We'll go to the 5th. We'll go to seek counsel with the pastor. I would stay. Rather than to go here and be here, knowing what this feels like for them, and knowing how it is for my kids to get torn, so when they come with me, they go, Daddy, Mommy, they get confused, I would stay. I would stay. I absolutely. So I am, if you will, in front of you brothers and throwing something behind me to where you don't step out and leave that relationship, that marriage, like I did. What I'm saying, square your shoulders, do what you have to do. You can argue, scream, fight with a pillow if you need to. Don't leave. Those kids deserve you. That woman deserves your help. You made them with her. 1 and 1 make 2. It's good for you and it's good for them. Get it together. I'm T Speaks. Don't leave whatever you do. And I mean that.